Hello everybody, I'm Oscar from Heel Pictures, and I've got another foreign film review for you guys. And this one is Hero, the 2002 or 2004, depending on which release you're counting, film, which stars Jet Li and Donnie Yen and other actors which I just cannot remember the names of. The plot of Hero is the King of Qin calls in a nameless warrior, played by Jet Li, when he just tells him about the story about how he took on 3 warriors, and these stories are told through kind of flashback form. And that's all I'm going to say, guys, because that's all IMDb says. Now, with this film, I watched it late last night. I thought about it for a bit. I went to bed, slept on it, woke up, thought a bit about it some more, and here's my review of it. What are my thoughts on this film? This is one of the greatest films I have ever seen. And I don't say that with like, it's the best film ever. I mean, like, this is truly one of the best made films I've ever seen. One of my personal favourite films, and just one of the best films I've ever seen. I discovered this through a university PowerPoint when a clip was shown, when it was Jet Li and the main female character in the film, when they were fighting off the arrows while Broken Sword was doing his calligraphy. Like, I saw that clip, I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty cool, you know, like a cool action film. I got the film and I was just, I'm being honest with you, as soon as I put the film in the PS3 and I sat down and I just watched the film, I wasn't checking my phone, I wasn't clicking on the select button to see how long was left. I actually just sat down and just watched, and I was immersed into this world. This is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, and I don't just mean visually, but my god, the visuals in this film. But I mean, the story is just so fantastic. The acting is amazing. The writing, directing, it's the fight scenes. My god. Where do I start with this film, mate? Like, honestly, where do I start with? There are films that I consider to be some of the best looking films. Like, just the most beautiful looking films. I put Sin City in that category. I put The Wizard of Oz in that category. I put Fantasia up there. Those 3 films, what I consider 3 of the most best looking films of all time. This film is not only up there with those 3 films in terms of best looking film, but it's the scene between Broken Sword and Nameless where they're fighting, when there's a fight scene on the water, you guys know, like on the lake. And I'm not kidding you, I'm going to sound like a total idiot when I say this, but you know, I'm not ashamed when I say this. That scene, just because of how visually gorgeous it was and just the music of it, like, just without any dramatic thing to it, from just the visuals and the music, like, you know, the fight scene, the scenery, the music, costume, that one scene almost made me tear up. Yeah, I'm gonna admit that one, the lake fight scene in Hero almost made me tear up, just because of how beautiful it was. It was like I was born into the world and the first thing I ever saw was Hero. I would describe that feeling as like I've been blind for my entire life and then I could see. That was like my feeling just from seeing that one scene. And a lot of people say that's the weakest scene in the film because it doesn't really serve any plot to the film. It was just honestly a beautiful scene, and oh my god, it's so amazing. But it's not just that one fight scene that's just amazing. I remember the opening fight scene between Jet Li and Donnie Yen. I remember watching that and I was like, I really like the action scene. I don't see how any other fight scene in this film can be better than that. Well, guess what? Not only did the film either had just as good or better action scenes than that one scene. It was just... There was the autumn leaves fight scene. There was the fight scene with the green sheet. Just thinking about the visuals of this film is like... It was beautiful on DVD. I don't think I should dare get this film on Blu-ray because I might just explode with how amazingly that might look in 1080p. I'm gushing over the visual aspect of it, and the soundtrack is just phenomenal as well. I'm gushing over that part of it, but this is some of the best cinematography I've seen, guys. But yeah, I'm gushing over it. I'll stop in a minute. I say this is one of the most beautiful films ever, and I don't just mean visually or technically or anything like that. I just mean overall. I mean, the story is meaningful, and it's just so great. I'm not going to say how the story turns out from the way the plot says it is, but it goes from just something else to something else, but in such a beautiful way. I know I'm saying beautiful a lot, but if someone said to me, you need to describe Hero with one word, say what it is, I would just say it's beautiful. Beautiful, that's the one word I can describe this film. The story is meaningful, the acting is just... It's so good. The best acting role I would say is actually the King of Quinn. He did a very good job with his role. But I also really did like the actress who was the partner of Broken Sword. She was a fantastic role, I thought. The deaths in this film were handled so majestically. That was just a fight scene in general. It was just so majestic. It wasn't like very violent. It was it was almost a ballet of action. That's what this was like. I mean, the film really handled the action extremely well. The directing is phenomenal in this film. The guy who did this, I hate the fact that I can't pronounce his name. I will learn how to pronounce this guy's name because I can tell just by this film, this guy's going to become one of my favourite directors. I can already see that. And it really does surprise me how I found out about this film, about an educational PowerPoint, and not through film fans saying, this is one of the best films ever made. Because this truly is one of the best films ever made. There's people out there, I'm bringing this film up again, but I don't care, I'm going to bring it up. People out there talk about the great beauty, and they say, this is art, this is truly art, this is art because it looks good and it sounds nice and everything, but it's like, this is art, no, Hero is art. Because not only does it have amazing visuals, not only does it have an amazing soundtrack, but it has amazing acting, it has amazing directing, who knows that it's not being over pretentious and knows what it's trying to say. It has writing that knows how to develop characters. It has a soundtrack that knows how to get in your mind and just really play out the scene for you. It knows how to hold a camera to make a scene look phenomenal. I swear to God, you could just grab a frame from this film, any frame you want, and you can hang it up on your wall and it would look like a Picasso. It would look like a Da Vinci. It would look like a Van Gogh. If I had to come up with one problem for this film, that would be, for the first like 5 or 10 minutes or so, Jet Li, I don't know, he sounded like he was being dubbed in the non-dubbed version a bit in the first 5 to 10 minutes, which was odd, and he sounded, at first Jet Li sounded like he was trying to overact a bit, like some out of Dragon Ball Z kind of, but yeah, but he got much better, and he was great in this film. Overall, I give Hero a thumbs up. I give it 9.9 out of 10. 5 stars. 5 out of 5 schmoes. Awesome-tacular. Stuckmanized. And the Academy Award goes to, and the BAFTA goes to, and the Golden Globe goes to. I swear to God, this is a masterpiece of a film. So guys, that is my review for Hero. Have you seen Hero? If you have, comment below. Tell me what you thought about it. I would be interested. Do you want to see Hero? I hope this review persuaded you to go and see it if you want to. Twitter and Facebook links down below for me, Will, Gary and James, and Facebook link for the overall page. And till next time, guys, I shall see you later, and see ya.